Vampire Slayer, Chrissie doesn't do porn. Shocking. Sounds like the lady from Melonie's video that doesn't date viewers because, I don't know, she's married.
Yeah, there's this girl streamer. And she, one of her top donator basically is suing her because she won't date him. And she's married and has a kid. Yeah, let me see if I can find that article.
That is peak 2022.
It is. I'll have to
Whoa.
find that and link it because that was an interesting. I made a video about that. Oh, here it is.
Super clownish.
Yep.
That's what happens. People get these unhealthy, like, parasocial relationships, and they just can't get themselves out. Like, they're in the metaverse. They can't get out. Like, they don't understand that. No, like, what the fuck?
They can't fight the moonlight, LeeAnn. They just get so excited. Twitch streamer threatened with romance fraud lawsuit from viewer.
Oh, I like her hair.
I love
that.
It's
pretty.
Amazing.
Loving the unicorn hair, mermaid hair, whatever. Twitch streamer Ms. Kenner says a wealthy donor has allegedly compromised her income, threatened to dox her, and even suggested legal action, all because she wouldn't reciprocate their feelings of affection.
She should have made her name Mrs. Kenner. She didn't
want Wow. Okay. So, April 16th. Every streamer should be aware of situations like this and protect themselves. Blah, blah, blah. After allegedly receiving tons of donations from this individual. Oh, I want to know how much money this guy gave her.
Thousands.
You're like, I'm not married yet.
Who has a husband and children obviously doesn't feel the same way. Do you feel like Kenner's husband, like, I don't know, is there a little something about that? Like, if you're, I don't know, I wish there were men on this for once, like, to answer this question of, like, okay, maybe somebody, if there's a man or two in the chat listening, like, if you were with a girl who made, I don't know, would that make you feel a way as a dude, or would you? I'm like so not eloquent.
I can tell you,
right
my
now.
husband would have absolutely none of that. Absolutely none of that.
Would not let another man donate to you in large amounts.
What's the question?
Okay. Oh, good. A man is here. Okay. Like, would you feel a way? Let's use me as an example. Like, if I just was doing what this girl is doing, and I don't know, let's say this guy gave her like $40,000 or something, like a fan, and then, like, would that make you feel a way?
What was the $40,000 for?
Well,
I wasn't
she's
paying
a
attention.
Streamer. She plays video games, so streams video games. I don't think it was that much. I think it was like $5,000.
So like a $5,000 donation.
Mm-hmm.
For anything in particular, or just to be
like
a fan?
when, you know what, like when streamers stream, they have like donations, and this is like a gender neutral thing. Like guy streamers do it too. So
yeah, sure.
The viewers will just send money to support.
So the question
like
is, if somebody,
like it's super chats basically.
Yeah. But if someone was a major donor who was like always there, like over and over and doing amounts that were sort of outsized.
Like,
So like Muhammad.
It sounds like
Frank exactly.
It sounds like Frank doesn't care.
I mean, here's my take on it. Like, how is it the woman's responsibility? Like, it's the guy spending the money. She's not like controlling him with mind control. I mean, I don't know in this case for sure if she manipulated him or not. But in a lot of cases, it's like
say stuff to him.
What?
Make him? Did she say stuff to him? That's what I was.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if like she in particular manipulated him, but like let's say we're Chrissie an example, and someone just gives her a huge donation because they're rich and they can afford it and they like her content. Like, how is that Chrissie's fault?
Right.
So I wouldn't hold Chrissie accountable logically.
Right. Yeah. That's
so the dude is upset that his girlfriend is getting these donations. Is that
no. This dude is donating to her, or donated a lot of money to her, and he's suing her now because she won't get in a romantic relationship with him because she's married and has kids.
Okay.
So he's insane, basically.
He's crazy. Yeah. Good for her for getting the money. File a restraining order.
Yep.
And, move on.
That's how I feel.
Yeah. I agree.
It's very entitled, isn't it? The attitude from that fan. It's like
Hixson has a question. We're gonna let him in.
Okay.
Said okay.
I have a question. Was she flirting with the guy at all, or leading him on?
Not have been.
I mean, it doesn't. But there's people haven't shown that. At least I haven't seen all of her streams, but from what I've seen, it looks like she just plays Destiny 2. I don't know. There's nothing that gave that indication, but again, I don't know.
Because I think that does
G Fuel.
change things. If
Okay.
she was flirting with him and leading him on, that could
Yeah,
be
I agree.
Right, I mean, if
fraudulent.
she were
context.
If she were flirting with him, but I think that you would think at least something would be pulled up, maybe the comments. If that were the case, people would be able to clip it and show it, but that I haven't seen any evidence that she's done that.
Okay.
I
Well,
would just
yeah,
say
I
she's
mean,
psycho.
there could be an argument for fraud if she was like, "Hey, could you give me money to pay my phone bill?" Blah 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 blah, and leading him on.
Right.
There is that element, so that's all I wanted to ask.
That's
came
fair.
up.
That's fair.
I just think from a woman's standpoint, if you're putting yourself out there, you also just need to protect yourself and know that, you know the amounts of money that people will donate for content that makes sense. And if you start getting somebody who is overzealous and sort of outside the norm, you just have to kind of keep that in mind to just protect yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow, she's calling him he was always an insane grifter. And
gifter.
Oh, gifter. Always an insane gifter and donator. Well, now I see he's literally just insane. I am purposely not naming him yet. Why don't you name him so someone else can get in on it? No,
Probably because
as I'm trying to avoid doing so, you'll see why as you read on. Over time, he sent me tons of money from PayPal, Twitch, Fanhouse, Streamlabs, and Buy Me a Coffee. I haven't heard of that. I never had reason to believe he was a threat and continue to be thankful for his kindness. He is supposedly a millionaire. That info is an easy Google search away, and he's a public figure in the music industry. A few weeks ago, everything went south.
Is it Drake?
He said,
she's too old for him.
It's Kanye. It's Kanye West.
He loves these girls.
That was a lot of money I sent you. You knew I had a crush on you. You lied to me, and now I want all that back.
Wow, Orbiter's remorse.
He
Right
began
there.
disputing all his PayPal transactions. That pushed me thousands into the negative. Wow, that's kind of dumb on his part. Like to I mean, she's not a prostitute. She's not like an escort.
Right.
So it's like at no point on any of her things, I bet does it say like you are gonna get X in return for X dollars. So
Right.
No, she's a gaming girl. I think I don't know. There's a lesson here, isn't there, for as well for fans of streamers, which is basically like don't get so emotionally involved with content creators that you think they're going to go out with you because you give them large sums of money. I mean, never get so emotionally attached like that to anyone on the internet, because ultimately it's all fiction. So I think this is even if she had flirted with him, like suing her for romance fraud or whatever he's doing because she's not going to date him because he gave her large sums of money, it's really kind of on him ultimately.
That's true.
Like,
And
it's weird.
There's a real life lesson as well. I mean, relationships aren't transactional. If somebody likes you, you don't need to buy them things to make them, whether it's a friend or a romantic situation, but real relationships aren't based on a quid pro quo.
Well, and even think about dating in real life. Like, so if a guy takes you out to a couple dinners and it doesn't work out, I want to sue for my money back because like she broke up with me. You know what I mean? And that's a totally different scenario, obviously. Even in that case, when you're going on deliberate dates, you still don't have a case for that.
Don't give them any ideas, Melonie. Don't give them any ideas. We're going to Johnny Depp and Amber Heard part 2.
He said this guy got a hold of all my personal information, including phone number, husband's phone number, address, names, children's names, and other personal info that he said he would leak publicly if I don't give him the $5,000. He said he will do anything in his power to make me look like I asked for this and will destroy my name, my brand, and ultimately have me banned from Twitch.
Well, now
I
this
know
is
he
a
can't.
counter lawsuit. This is extortion.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Dude's a fucking psycho.
Blackmail.
What?
Whoa.
Yeah, this
He
is
said
the. I'm beginning. The more we read, the more I'm beginning to think this is very much on him.
Yep.
This is very much on him. not
any
her.
extent.
100% it's on him, but it doesn't mean that you shouldn't take active steps to protect yourself.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
that's very true.
Wow, so he's gonna make up whatever he can for proof, then blocked me on IG. That's where all my communication was, and now I can't access any of it to screenshot any of the chats. Wow, I feel stupid for not screenshotting it as it was playing out. But you're probably not thinking,
Right.
No,
I
you need to
to-
screenshot everything.
Oh yeah.
All the time.
I know. Wow. He's gonna make up anything. Wow.
Instagram should leave that shit up for at least 3 days before, even if they block or delete their account, because they're deleting their account for a reason. So
I think they should do
sure-
it the way Twitter does, where it's like you can't message them, but you can see everything that
Yeah.
transpired
Right.
prior.
Like,
Mhm.
why
Yeah.
would you do that? Like, take it all away and just disappear.
Let's read this last line. My best advice: if it seems too good to be true, it usually is. Lesson learned. Don't get
Yay.
screwed.
I want to take this moment to
And
say here at the
listen.
SimpCast, we love our fans. No kidding.
We do.
That's really interesting though, because at first I was thinking like, oh, this girl flirted too much, because we see so many examples of girls that are like streamers or like they're just like LeeAnn, you did a funny. I think it's your pinned tweet. You're like, I'm a Twitch, like I'm a video game girl now, and then you were like, and then your booth got, and it was hilarious. So it's like that's what I'm picturing in my mind, like an amaranth, like a fart seller, like a someone who leans into that and maybe is manipulative. And then I'm reading this thing she wrote, and I'm like, oh, this guy sounds fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, it's kind of sad. Like, shouldn't you be embarrassed to like that's where you're at? Like, you're threatening to.
I know. Like, what a loser.
Yeah.
Crazy
That's
doesn't
seriously
get
why I never
embarrassed.
gave my number
Crazy
out
is
or
crazy.
anything. When I worked in a strip club, I'm like, no, I don't want anything to do with that. I want you to pay me at work and then leave me alone. Like, I don't want to hang out with you. I don't want you having my number. Like, girls do that shit. I'm like, dude, they want something. Like, they're not just taking you shopping because out of the goodness of their heart. Like, they want something. Like, no fucking thanks. I'm good. It's not
Someone
worth
could
it,
take me
man. It's not
shopping.
worth stuff.
I know.
I like shopping.